Hi folks, and welcome to this episode of Michael's Backyard Marina. Today I'm going to do a little more work on my 9.9. If you saw my previous video, you saw I got it running. It's running like a top. The water pump seems to be pumping okay, but I don't know how long it's been there. I just acquired this motor about a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago now. And I want to make sure that when I use this as a kicker motor, it's not only just my kicker motor, it's also my extra motor in case my main motor conks out. I can get back to the shore a little quicker. Last resort, trolling motor gets me there. I got three ways of getting myself back to shore without paddling. I can't paddle my 19-foot boat, not effectively. So I want to have three good sources. So it's all fishing, go, and troll. I got all kinds of different options. But today I want to make sure that my water pump is pumping properly. I want to take a look at it. I got a new kit I want to put in it while I've got it apart. It's a very simple process. I'm going to walk through it with you together. Let's get started. Okay, as you can see here, I've got it secured on my engine stand. This is a long shaft, so it has this extra spacer in here. A short shaft wouldn't have this piece in here. I've only got to undo these 6 bolts. They take a 3/8 ratchet, a 3/8 drive, or a 1/4" drive, 3/8 socket. I'm going to back these all out. And when I back them all out, I'm going to leave 2 of them. I'm going to back them all out, but I'm going to put 2 back in with about 2 threads holding, so I can pop this thing down. There's a shift shaft bolt we got to get out with a screwdriver to take loose the shift shaft connector, and we'll be able to slide this straight out and service the water pump. Get down here and see if I can show you that slotted screw. Right there it is. So we're going to back that off. Once I back that screw off, the lower unit should be free. Okay, in order to get to the pump, we now can take the spacer piece off now that we got it free. So we'll take these last 2 bolts off here. Now we should be able to lift this straight off. Be careful. There we go. Now what we have here is our water pump housing. And your shift shaft's right there. Let's get right in here close if we can. Now we're going to take the shaft on this thing's really clean. I'm going to wipe it off, make sure there's no debris or rust or anything like that on it. Looks like it's in really good shape. Now you guys see I'm using an impact here, but I'm using it for removal only. I won't use it for tightening. Oh, I dropped it right down in there. I keep doing that. There's a little plate that came off out of my thing here. I didn't see where it fell from. Looks like it's covered in exhaust. We'll go from there. We'll figure it out. Then we can make sure you hold the shaft down in place so it doesn't come out, and lift your drive up just like that. We're sliding it just straight off the top. Now here's a little key, drive key right there. You got a new, should get a new one in your kit. It's a little bitty guy. Just laying everything out as I take it off here. Aha, see, now here's why I'm glad I did this. See that pump right there? There's already one that's broken off. That means the others can't be far behind it from being, who knows what caused it, but they can't pump near as much water as they'd like it to. There's the piece of rubber right there. It was laying trapped right here. So I'm really glad I did this now instead of just assuming it was going to be okay. It does have a bad impeller. I'm happy to see that. It should pump a better, steadier stream of water than it did originally. Now, right down here on this surface here, that's actually a metal plate. Just going to wipe things down as I go here. Now take note of where that plate, the position that plate is sitting in. It's in that direction right there. So I'm just going to slide it up and off and set it down right here in that direction so I can remember how it goes. The rest of it's pretty easy to remember how it goes, because it won't fit but one way. The other way it would hit the, won't fit on there. This way it fits. So good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set this down over here real quick and wipe this surface off. Here's the new kit. It comes with new bolts, but I actually like the style of the old bolts. Okay, let's compare these two. So they look identical. As you can see here, there's a little rubber boot here. I'm going to pull that one out. I don't have to be crazy careful because I got a new one. But as you can see, it's a short one. Your kit's going to come with 3 of them. So it came with an O-ring that's going to go around the outside. It must still be stuck in the upper piece here. There's the O-ring right there. It's sitting right there in that piece. We'll leave that there for now. As you can see, your 3 options of types of rubber here. Since this one was the short one, we'll put the short one into the new one. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. We'll put a little bit around the outside of this to help things go together. Got 2 little ears on it that'll pop down in place. There. Now that's seated into place. Then we'll put a little marine grease inside here too. So when we're sliding it back together, that tube, the water tube, will go in here and just fit up there nice and tight like it needs to. This O-ring actually fits around out here like that. That's what seals it up, puts pressure on things and seals it up there. We've got a new shaft seal here. You want to put that side in, cup side down. Should go right in here. Now keep in mind your pump's going to be on this side, so we can go ahead and install this. And what I'll do is I'll take a rubber hammer and I'll gently bump that in. Looks like it's sitting even and flat all the way around. That's what you want. Now we got to put flip it over and look at this one. You can see which way that the impellers are bent. If you can see here, the impellers are bent with them to the right. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. Now what you got here is a new cup. It can only go in one way. It sits right down in here just like that. Got our new cup in there. And look at that impeller. Ooh. Now that's that little key that was in there that's going to drive the impeller. So I'm going to put a little bit of a lube on here. That way when it first starts up, I'm not going to put enough grease on it that a big clunk so it's going to go through my water system. But it'll be enough to give it a little lube when first start up. Now I'll start it up with muffs, so it won't have the opportunity to even start dry. But I'm going to work these in here, and it's going to fit tight. And somebody said it doesn't matter which way you bend them, they'll correct themselves. But I don't like that idea. I like having them in the right direction from the word go. That's a tight little booger to get in there. First time I've ever done one of these. Okay, now I've all got them. Phew, there's a little bit of wrestling match there. Got them all in there pointing the same direction. Just like the old one, other than I have one more impeller than the other one had. They give you a brand new plate. I'll put that on the same way the other one came off. It was on there like this. So I'm going to go back on there like that. Just slide that down into place. I got it backwards. It was on there like this. There we go. It was on there like that. Nice thing is you can't really put it on backwards either here, I believe. We tried to. Bolts don't line up. So she goes on there just like that. Now, the tricky part is I'm going to put a little bit of grease on this shaft so things slide, so my seal and everything slide on it real nice. And last but not least, that little key. Got a brand new little drive key here. I'm going to put a little dab of grease on it. And stick it right there. That way it'll stay put. I got it centered up on the shaft, straight up and down. So when I slide this back on, it'll line up with the key. So I'm going to make sure my pump is rotated so that that is 90 degrees right here to the side, and it'll be straight on with that one. I should be able to slide it right down on there. Now I'm going to put a little bit of sealant around this whole shaft. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on. That'll help things, the seal slide down. I don't want to cut my seal by accident on anything or fold it inside out. So just as easily, folks, we're putting the pump in. Looks like it's still lined up where it needs to be. So it should just drop right down. There we go. Keys on the flat. And that's all back in place. Now what's left to do, put the 4 bolts back in. Something else I want to show you folks here in the old impeller housing. See that little piece right, let's see if I can get my finger on it, right there, that's laying in there crooked. It's hard to see it, but that's the old seal around the top here. That seal had actually broke loose inside there, so that's another good reason to check this pretty often. So now I know this thing, so I was losing some water out the top here, so I wasn't pumping near the stream I should have been pumping. This is going to be so much better now, so much better. But it's just enough to seal that compartment, because this right now rocks, but it's rocking just on that O-ring, so we can compress it and it'll be good. Now, one thing I need to do yet, get that bolt I dropped down out of the thing here. So we got 6 bolts here to snug up. Okay, I want to show you one piece that fell out that I didn't know where it went. It goes right here. There's a little groove in the casting here. This is an exhaust baffle, that's what that's called. It fits right in this little groove right there. It sits right up in there. So that's now back in place. It fell out when I was taking it apart. I didn't see where it came from. That's where it came from. A couple other features I want to show you here. Copper tube, I wiped off the end of it so it's nice and clean. So it goes back into that rubber bushing that we put on the lower unit. And then this little piece here, this is your shift shaft. This has a groove in it. That's where that bolt slips by that groove. That's what locks it in place. I'm ready to get the focus here. That's what locks it in place. So that's why you have to back the screw all the way out. And you have to get it in far enough so that bolt goes in there and lock goes past it. That's a positive engagement there, which makes it really nice. We got the bottom cleaned up. We're ready to slide the unit back on. Okay, we're ready to go back in. We're going to carefully guide this up through. I'm going to line this up on the shift shaft as we're going up. I have to get it right there to the groove. Didn't plan this very well. Now that we're lined up on the groove, we'll get that started back up in there. Alright, let's drag it outside and see if it'll pump some water and see how well it starts on day 2. Okay folks, we're going to do the startup. Now the big question is to choke or not to choke. That is the question. We'll give the primer bulb a couple of squeezes. We're just going to give it a pull and see what happens. One pull. Now that stream coming out of there looks a lot stronger than yesterday's stream. At an idle yesterday, it was choppy like this, clear up here. That's pretty good. I'm not unhappy with that at all. No choke, one pull after sitting 24 hours. To pop off an idle like that, I cannot complain. That is better than brand new. Now folks, I have no doubt that this was serviced every year like the gentleman I bought it from said he does. But one thing they don't do every year is replace the impeller. They're probably going to start it up, make sure it runs, see if it's got a pretty good stream coming out of it. If it's got a good stream, why would they do anything else to it? But once this stuff gets a little age on it, as you saw on the impeller that came out, it was a broken one. It wasn't long before the rest of them would start breaking and cause problems. Next thing you know, you might be downriver, you're not peeing a stream, you're overheating your motor, and you can't get home. That's why you do what you do with these things. I'm tickled. Appreciate you guys watching. I hope you got some valuable information out of this. I hope you can change your own impeller now. Keep watching. Subscribe if you like what you see. I appreciate you watching. I enjoy doing stuff like this. And I can't wait to get this kicker motor that I did have for sale. Now that I've got it, a few things fixed on it running, it's going on my boat. It's no longer going to be for sale or available to purchase. So those of you that might have seen it, missed out. This is going on my boat next. We'll do how I'm going to install this on my boat. That'll be one of the videos I'll be doing, and then we'll do some testing out and see if I can get this thing to troll about 1.8 to 2 miles an hour. That's where I like to troll my flicker shad for stripers and crappie. So thanks for watching. Enjoy. Get out there and do something fun today. I've got to go mow right now because my yard's getting a little long. See you guys later.